into the red corner. Makes noise for Sam Phipps.
We're watching live on pay-per-view. We are back with that action. We have the talented Sam Phipps representing 10 Planet Banbury, taking on James the Nightmare Hale. The Storm, should be the Storm here. That'd be a pretty cool name. Oh, coming out to Johnny Cash as well. Woo! I love this. This is a good walkout song. Like, that's cool. So we have, this is interesting, Steve, because I'm going to break this down for you. You're going to be so excited. Right? We have Sam Phipps from 10 Planet, wrestler, right? Maybe you can relate, right?
Really? From where?
His own coach is, I don't want to show him, I've said he's not the most natural striker, but a wrestling machine, brutal ground and pound, and in incredible physical shape. He is taking on James Hale, who's been in Thailand fighting. We have striker versus grappler, Steve. We've got old school MMA, we've got UFC 1.
It's finally come back.
It's coming back.
I feel like we got to go back to like Steve Octane, the fight doctor. Well, what do you think? Is wrestling actually effective against punches and knees? But he is in incredible physical condition. And that kind of wrestling cardio, everyone talks about that wrestling cardio. It is tough to deal with.
Here comes our striker, the man that...
First reaction, I wonder what his first reaction is going to be.
I think he may have, his gym may have sold him as a debut fighter to Ballerina, or debut MMA fighter. But the word on the street is that he was in Thailand having a few fights.
Was he fighting on the streets then?
Who knows, but yeah, I mean, it's a common thing. I mean, you can have a technically MMA debut, but have competed in boxing, Thai boxing, kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I certainly had a few submission tournaments and boxing fights before I ever stepped in the cage for my quote-unquote debut. It's common.
It's good to have competition experience, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And that kind of thing, that will translate over. The thing is about mixed martial arts is the fights are much longer, the rounds are much longer, and the amount of analytics that it takes to be in that cage. There's a lot going on.
But we're talking about these contrasting styles of fighters. We have one that also came out to very slow Johnny Cash, and then this is AC/DC or something. I'm not sure.
Oh my God! It's like, now it slips my mind. It's Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
Which is a coverage of the Beatles song.
Very good. Yeah, very contrasting fighting styles, contrasting walkouts, and that's what is so much fun about this game of MMA. It's so, you know, the goal of mixed martial arts originally, anyway, was to test what was the best fighting style. So you want the minimum amount of rules so that it's safe and repeatable, like a science experiment should be. But other than that, you go for it, guys. So you can have this striker that's a Thai boxer, that's a killer with the knees and elbows, and you can have a wrestler who will throw you on the floor and choke you unconscious, and they can go against each other and see who's best. Now, I know you're a wrestler, Steve, so maybe you're biased on this one, but as a karate practitioner, I've got a root for the striker here. Maybe.
Well, I've got to go for whoever's going to be there the fastest with the mostest, but I do have to lean more to the 10th Planet guy because he just has wrestler in his breakdown.
And it's such an interesting evolution of wrestling in the UK, and you've been one of the big spearheads in this, Steve, doing a lot of wrestling coaching for different MMA fighters over the year, including the Creasy brothers. And it was the big weakness. If you had a little bit of grappling back in the day when I was fighting, you could come in and dominate. Now everyone's got wrestling, everyone's got jiu-jitsu. This is Battle of the Bolters, both in great condition.
Representing 10th Planet Banbury and
Sam Phipps doesn't look confident, or just looks completely unbothered by the experience. Maybe he's just.
I think he's just going to switch it on, man. I think he's having a big breath.
Yes. He's going to shoot, Steve.
There we go.
How many milliseconds
Stay nice
before he
and
shoots?
low. Be ready to go. Beautiful. kick.
Straight into double underhooks. Sam Phipps wants this fight on the ground. We know that from his coach. He's very muscular as well as Sam Phipps. Head position, trying to suck that leg away. Drag the striker to the floor. What's the quote about sharks and oceans and just another meal?
Just another meal on the ground. Let's see if that clinch game will work for him.
That can be the thing about taking down someone that does have a Thai boxing background, you know. Boxers don't really work any kind of wrestling defense, whereas a Thai boxer will have a good posture, good clinch, and James Hale doing a really good job of digging that underhook there.
He's using
that
the
left
height,
underhook.
break it up and try to get his head back in the position. He still seems very calm.
Yeah, he is looking for that clinch, dude. Slightly out of position there for Sam Phipps, but he drops down to a single.
Can he come up on that? This is
A double.
difficult to stifle now. He's digging.
Slightly poorly defended there by James Hale, but
I'd like to see
it's
him
working.
widen his legs and get heavy on that head there.
Yep. Sam Phipps is going to try and suck that leg away from the wall. Hooking it up. Very calm takedown defense from James Hale. Cross-facing. Phipps getting a much better position now. Oh, nearly dragged him to the floor. What a wrestling exchange this is.
Yeah,
The Sam Phipps
doing
just needs
well
work on his
to
head
get
position.
chest to chest is James Hale, and that's gonna completely stifle any sort of takedowns. But there goes up and
Oh,
gets his
nice.
arm dragged back. Now he goes to striking the body here is just going to put you out of position and make it easier for you to be taken down. Better to readjust. Almost has collected the legs. He's got that up. Now he's going to be able to. Wow, that's nice.
Oh, got the ankle. It's going to reverse this, I think, Steve. Yes!
Let him build up. Didn't take time there to establish the position.
Phipps with a fantastic reverse on that position. Saw the danger, sucked up the ankle as he came down, but excellent work by James Hale. Back to his feet, defending this takedown. I thought with Phipps's extensive wrestling experience, he might be able to keep him on the floor, but shows how much excellent preparation they did at First Reaction MMA.
Very good to get right back up, not allow Phipps to establish the position.
And what Hale wants to do, he wants to separate, wants to get back to those strikes. Phipps just is he's the proverbial wet blanket just all over him. Trying to drop for a single again. This is what Phipps wants. I mean, he would love to just turn this into a wrestling match. He's going to tire out Hale. He's possibly going to tire himself out. Very close round, very little striking. Hale defended the takedown, landed a shot, but then Phipps reversed it. Couldn't get much going in the damage department. No idea how they would score that one. Tech Planet crew, Gavin Stewart, Chris the Knee Me, giving the instructions, the little adjustments.
Tweaks.
I think this is going to be probably just making adjustments to finishing the takedown, I would expect. The game plan is this, I think, for Sam Phipps, is close the distance. Make this into a wrestling match, drag him to the floor. For James Hale, now let's keep the distance.
Yeah, let's start establishing distance or digging underhooks of our own and start landing knees up the middle. Put him off of those takedowns, because with cage control and the takedowns, I guess that goes to James Hale, but there was a few big moments there. Or, sorry, goes to Sam Phipps, but I think there are a few moments there that Hale could have capitalized on and made his own.
What's interesting soaring, because they say damage is #1 thing, and I don't really think Phipps did any damage, whereas Hale for a few shots defending the takedown, a couple of shots at the end. I mean, you've also got to look at, when it's very close like that, looked at aggression and optimum control, and then you've possibly got to give it to Phipps.
See how
coming
they
forwards.
close the distance now. Hale is up on his toes, quite high.
Doing a nice left hand with Hale. Oh, lovely leg kick. Lovely leg kick.
That just landed just right, and now Hale's backing up. Phipps happy to chase the takedown. His neck is way out there for a guillotine.
Yeah, Phipps desperate just to keep hold of that leg. He does not want to be in these striking exchanges. Pulls for knees. See, that's when I worry about, is that the greatest corner advice from First Reaction MMA to throw knees? Really got to defend about those takedowns first.
Yeah, he's got to be heavier on this head position. I know he's got that underhook and it's nice. He's peeling it off the hips. He's using it to reverse Phipps, but Hale needs to keep that leg back so it doesn't get collected up in an inside double like it did in the first. Shout out to Legends MMA, we did inside doubles last night, guys. Just letting you know. Look, now he's got the hands together. Watch for Phipps to bring his feet in, deadlift style, and lift him high into the Coventry sky, if that can happen. Now he's going to dig again, now he's going to punch, he's going to get himself out of position, goes back for a single. He's training the doubles and singles well together.
Oh, lovely takedown there for Phipps. He's been threatening it the whole fight.
Now that's the kind of slam you want to see.
Huge moment there for Phipps in this fight.
I'm just spitballing here, Chris, but I doubt Hale's going to have anything to contend with the 10th planet grappling on the bottom.
Oh, maybe he does, Steve. Maybe he does. Phipps is ending up very high. Calls from the 10th planet corner for seatbelt. They know that he's in big danger of slipping off the top here.
I think he's already slipped off the top. Hale did well to get a hold of the head.
Oh, excellent work by Hale to end up on top. Phipps has now got to bring that left leg through, get back to a guard or a butterfly position, half. Looking for half, he's trying to tie up that leg. So half guard.
Hale's got almost had an arm triangle position there. He's looking to clobber him on top. He was getting a lot of success on the feet.
There's a lockdown there for Sam Phipps. There's another bit of a 10th planet special thing. So he's locking out that leg. He's going to try and whip it up and come out on top. Kind of working. See, now there's space. He could have brought his left leg through. He's committed to this lockdown position. Does have the underhook with it.
He's just getting spread out here.
Yeah, it's different. Sometimes the lockdown can be hard on tall people as well. You know, it's a lot of leg that James Hale has.
James Hale's doing well.
Oh, reverse!
No, he reverses it.
Excellent work by Sam Phipps. Beautiful 10th planet jiu-jitsu there, using that lockdown to escape. He's back on top with Sam Phipps with 10 seconds to go. I mean, will that win in the round, Steve? Because it didn't do a lot of damage on top. And James Hale did a lot of damage, well, a lot of damage, but landed some big shots in the beginning.
Just knuckling him in the head, giving him the noogies.
Woo! What a round. See, this is, scoring is a nightmare in this sport, Steve, because I mean, James Hale landed a few big shots at the start of that round, but then the rest of it was defending takedowns, being sat on, but Phipps couldn't get a lot of damage going from the top, and then he gets reversed at the end. I have literally no idea how you would score that round.
This fight is like if you asked me to paint a picture and you gave me a 20-minute time limit. It's just you're not taking time to establish the lines of your control in these different exchanges. Like, Hale's been guilty of it, Phipps has been guilty of it. Like, Hale just needs to step off a little bit, just keep you chasing and just keep jabbing you up, lending the right hands, keep you chasing. Phipps needs to build more on his takedowns, not just keep chaining things together willy-nilly, rather pull things in and collect them and make some possibilities there. Did you get paid?
Oh, he's getting more than me.
Let's get more. There we are. Here we go again.
Wow, this is
Ladies
interesting. I mean, there's a good chance maybe it's a round apiece going to third and final. Maybe one of them is 2 rounds up.
I don't know. I think Phipps just spam him with straight punches and then get in on those hips and turn the corner hard. Right now you're shelling up, right? And Hale, stop throwing kicks.
Those leg kicks
and now he's back.
Hurt him.
That's it. That's it. Oh, I love that. He drops him with it. That is the blueprint to a James Hale victory every freaking time. That left hand that snuck through the guard right onto the chin of Phipps there was an absolute, what are those things we're always afraid of? Hypersonic missiles. That thing was just going to land and cause incredible damage. Look, we have him backed up against the fence. There's a kick. Sneaky left hand, and he switches into it. Look, he's throwing it off the rear.
I felt like, Steve, it all started with the leg kicks. Just
chopped him down with those.
Yeah, Phipps couldn't take them. They would, one or two of them did some real damage.
Beautiful movement. I was happy with that.
Yeah, and good sportsmanship as well.
I really hope Phipps is okay. I think that might have glanced off of his orbital, and that really hurts.
Yeah, and Phipps had some moments in that fight. He's got to hold his head high.
You think about how squared up James Hale was. His feet were almost right in line, and he was just torquing it from the hips. That is brutal.
What a fight, though. Excellent takedown defense as well.
He did enough to stifle it, right? And you've got to, like, that's the thing about wrestling. I was listening to Chael Sonnen the other day. He's like, you have to put a wrestler off of taking you down, right? You have to continuously defend and defend and defend, and then they won't be able to even try it again because they'll just be too tired. And whereas before we would have seen, you know, earlier in the fight, we would have seen Sam Smith crashing in, causing problem. Oh gosh.
I think we were talking about the leg kicks earlier, Steve, and how that's opened it up. He's really having issues with his leg right now. He got kicked in the knee.
There was a kick to the knee early in the second, I thought, that looked like it had done a lot of damage. Hell's bells. God damn it. You hate to see this. Like, I know obviously we're out here commentating guys throwing literal bones at each other, but I never want to see anybody hurt in a long-term position. Like, the best thing I could see would be Sam Phipps getting back into training as quickly as possible, because he's got a lot of good there and a lot to work on. You know, even James Hale doesn't want that. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants a clean victory. Oh, this will move down here.
So we've got Sam James versus Minhaj Rahman coming up next. We go to the official decision.
For TKO, the fighter in the blue corner.